If you're over 30, you're in decline, period. By the time you hit 40, it's undeniable. Not to get all negative about it, but aging is unavoidable. After 30, the collagen found in your skin, gut, and soft tissue declines by about 1% every year. You lose almost 1% of muscle every year, and important hormones that influence your energy and vitality levels like testosterone and growth hormone drop significantly after 32. But that's not me trying to scare you. That's just basic biology doing its thing. Now here's the good news. Whilst you can't prevent this decline, you can slow it down dramatically. And that's what this video is about. There's a light-based tool that can actually reverse some of this decline. Far simpler than you might expect, and I've seen it work both personally and with numerous clients over the years. And that light tool is red light therapy. And today I'm going to walk you through 5 science-backed benefits of red light therapy. Stick around for benefit 5 that talks about your brain function. It's the one that surprises everyone the most, even the guys who think they've done the research. So I'm Matt Farr, health coach and author. I've spent over 2 decades helping busy professionals and entrepreneurs to fix their fatigue, boost energy, and slow that midlife decline that creeps up on all of us. My books and online courses have sold over 12,000 copies worldwide, and this channel brings you the same science-backed strategies I use with clients to recharge their cellular energy. Right, so let's get into it. Benefit 1, supercharge your cellular energy. Here's what most people get completely wrong, and I get it because there's a lot of misleading information out there. Your energy doesn't come from coffee. It doesn't come from willpower. It primarily comes from tiny power plants inside your cells called mitochondria. Now, these microscopic factories produce something called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Think of it as your body's currency. Every single process in your body needs it. Everything from moving, thinking, healing, recovering from that workout you did 3 days ago. Everything runs on energy. But here's the problem, and tell me if this sounds familiar. After 40, these power plants start spluttering. They produce less energy. Their output drops by about 5 to 10% every decade, and you feel it as fatigue that coffee just doesn't fix, brain fog that rolls in around 2 p.m. every day, slow recovery from everything, and that dragging feeling that never quite shifts no matter how much sleep you get. Maybe this is just the result of getting older. I hear that from clients all the time, and look, some decline is perfectly normal, but a lot of it is addressable. So here's how red light therapy works to improve your energy. It's like jump leads for tired batteries. Light photons penetrate your skin and hit an enzyme known as cytochrome C oxidase. Now, this is an enzyme that's found inside of your mitochondria, and when light hits it, your energy production ramps up. Now, the results are pretty pronounced. Lab-based studies have shown that ATP production increases by about 20 to 40% in cells exposed to red light. Although that can of course vary depending on the cells or tissue involved. For example, studies have demonstrated improved muscle performance and reduced fatigue in clinical trials. A review by one of the world's leading red light therapy experts, Michael Hambling, in 2017 confirmed these benefits across multiple human studies. So you can't call red light therapy fringe science anymore. There are thousands of studies validating its use. So here's how to actually use it. First of all, you need a device with wavelengths between 630 and 660 nanometers for red light, or for near infrared light, you need 810 to 850 nanometers. Now, most red light panels come within those ranges. And you want to position yourself about 6 to 12 inches, roughly about 15 to 20 centimeters from the panel. And this distance really matters, much more than people realize. You want to treat each area for roughly 10 to 20 minutes and aim for about 3 to 5 sessions every week. Now, this is general advice, specifically for red light therapy panels. But for a more detailed understanding of this, I'll be releasing a video in a few days that goes into this in much greater depth. Now, energy improvements are only part of the story. What's quietly aging you from the inside might matter even more, and most people have no idea it's happening. Benefit 2. Calm hidden inflammation. Now let's talk about something called inflammaging. Yes, it's a real term. Scientists use it to describe chronic low-grade inflammation that builds up as we age. Now you can't always feel it. That's what makes it tricky. But it's there, quietly damaging tissues, slowing recovery, accelerating aging from inside while you're going about your day thinking everything's fine. So here's where it gets serious. After 40, your immune system often reaches a low-level alarm state, like a smoke detector that won't stop beeping even though there's no fire. Inflammatory signals like interleukin-6 and TNF-alpha stay elevated. These messenger molecules keep telling your body something's wrong, even when there's no immediate threat to deal with. The damage accumulates silently, year after year, and then one day you wonder why your joints ache, why you're stiff in the morning, why recovery from a simple gym session takes twice as long as it used to. Well, red light therapy acts like a reset button for this whole system. It calms inflammatory pathways, it improves blood circulation by releasing nitric oxide, it helps your lymphatic system, your body's drainage network, that helps to clear waste more efficiently. The combination addresses the problem from multiple angles. The evidence is clear. Multiple meta-analysis examining dozens of studies show significant reductions in inflammation markers. Recovery times improved in both athletes, everyday people. In some cases, trials showed recovery speeds improving by up to 50%, which is pretty remarkable when you think about it. So here's how to do it. For acute issues, a sore muscle maybe, or a minor sprain, treat them daily for 7 to 14 days. Whilst for more chronic inflammation or ongoing joint stiffness, use 3 to 4 sessions weekly as your baseline. They'll target the affected area directly for 5 to 10 minutes each session. Now that's pretty straightforward, but for an overall systemic effect on the body, you might want to consider getting a full body panel that treats the whole body, creating an anti-inflammatory effect systemized across every organ, gland and system. But there's another benefit most people overlook entirely, and it's one that starts mattering a lot more after 40. Benefit number 3, restore your skin from the inside out. Collagen is the scaffolding of your skin. It's what keeps everything firm and smooth. It's the structural protein that holds everything together. But after 30, you lose about 1% of your collagen every year. Now, if you do the maths on that, by 50, you've lost 20%. That's when wrinkles deepen, skin sags, and healing starts to slow down. So cuts and scrapes that used to disappear in a few days now tend to hang around for weeks. Now, this is why collagen has become all the rage in beauty products and treatments these days. Now, I know skin style sounds like something more suited to beauty influencers and not really for guys who are looking to optimize their health after 40. But here's the thing, collagen isn't just about looking younger. It's about how well your body repairs itself. It affects wound healing, joint health, even gut integrity. And the visible changes that you see in the mirror are just an indicator of what's happening at a deeper level. So here's the flip side. Now, red light therapy works by stimulating cells called fibroblasts. If you think of these as your collagen factories, when light hits them, they wake up and start producing more collagen and elastin again. But that's not even the best part. The light also increases blood flow to your skin. And more blood means more nutrients delivered to the tissues. More nutrients means better repair capacity. It's like upgrading the supply chain to a construction site. A 2014 study showed that after 30 sessions, participants showed significant improvements. Their wrinkle depth reduced by about 36%, their collagen density improved. Now, these weren't just subjective guesses. They were measured results with ultrasound imaging, so hard data basically. So how do we get this benefit? You want to treat the face for about 10 to 15 minutes, 4 or 5 times a week. When you're doing it with a red light panel, you want to stand about 20 centimeters, maybe a little bit more from the panel, depending on the power of that panel. And that's something I'll go into much greater depth in my next video. Now with this one, it takes time for results to show, so you need to be a bit patient, as results take about 8 to 12 weeks. It's not an overnight fix, but nothing truly lasting ever is. Now, aside from using red light panels, you can also use red light therapy masks, which can achieve the same effect. But if you want to affect the whole body and not just the face, then you're going to need a full body panel. The key thing with the panels is distance. If your goal is to improve the skin, you want to either use a lower output device with lower irradiance, or use a higher output device a bit further away. But if you want a deeper effect of collagen stimulation to things like your joints or just deeper repair in general, then you want to be closer, at about 15 centimeters away, or maybe even slightly closer than that. For surface level issues like the skin, you want to prioritize red light wavelengths of about 630 to 660 nanometers over near infrared wavelengths. But for deeper issues, that's where you're going to need the near infrared wavelengths, which are the 800, 850 kind of range. So far, we've covered energy, inflammation, and skin repair. That's 3 down, 2 more to go. So far, we've focused on physical benefits, the ones that you can see and feel relatively quickly. But here's something that might completely change your evenings, and it addresses a problem almost everyone over 40 is dealing with at some level. Now that brings us to benefit number 4, fix your sleep naturally. Blue light from screens destroys your sleep. You've heard that one before, probably dozens of times. But here's what you might not know. Red light does the opposite actively. In fact, it helps to balance our overly blue light exposed eye, brain, and body. In nature, this happens naturally, as sunlight is made up in part by blue light and in part by red light, which can change in balance to one another throughout the day. So your brain responds differently to different light wavelengths. Blue light signals daytime and suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone, and encourages energy, whereas red light signals evening and actually supports melatonin production. Your biology at night evolved around firelight and sunsets, not LED screens and overhead fluorescent lighting. This matters far more after 40 than it did in your 20s. Sleep architecture changes as we age. Deep sleep becomes harder to achieve. You wake up more often through the night. Morning fatigue becomes more normal, and you start telling yourself that's just how life is. I haven't slept properly in years. It's just aging. I hear variations of that a lot. It's very common. Now, red light in the evening can help reset your system. It tells your brain that nighttime is approaching. Your body prepares for rest naturally instead of fighting against artificial signals that's telling it it's still the middle of the day. One study found that athletes who used 30 minutes of red light exposure showed improved sleep quality. Their melatonin levels increased, they slept longer and more deeply, and similar effects have been seen in studies with non-athletes too. So here's how to use red light for sleep. Use red light for 30 to 60 minutes before bed. There's no need for near infrared light here. Just red light wavelengths will do. Also, lower intensity works fine for sleep benefits. You're not really trying to penetrate deep tissue here or create too much of an energizing effect. You're simply using it as a signal to your brain. And you can even use it to replace bright room lighting in your final hour before sleep. So you can think of it as like sunset for your bedroom. But as I just hinted at, you need to be careful not to overdo red light at this time because it can be very stimulating to the body, and your sensitivity is going to vary individually, and depending on the power of the unit you have, it's a radiant. So just use a few minutes, just enough to set the right signal. So what I would recommend is, if you're using it very close to the body, use it for just a few minutes. If you're standing further away, you can use it for a bit longer. Now, if you're finding this useful, there's a lot more of this kind of content on the channel. The stuff that sounds simple, but actually moves the needle when you apply it consistently. If you're trying to improve your sleep, your energy and recovery after 40, then there's a lot here for you. So benefit 3 covered stimulating skin and tissue repair beyond simply a cosmetic effect. Benefit 4 was about improving your sleep. Each one of the benefits I've talked about builds on the others, and they feed into one another. But what each one shares in common is they all become increasingly important after 40. Now for the final benefit that surprises many. This one's very different from everything else we've covered so far. Benefit 5 is protect your brain. Believe it or not, near-infrared light can actually penetrate your skull. It's estimated to reach about 1 to 3 centimeters into the tissue of your brain, depending on the wavelength and your skull thickness. Now, what happens when it gets there? The same thing that happens in your muscles and skin. Mitochondria get energized, blood flow increases, inflammation drops. This mechanism is consistent. This is the same basic mechanism that you see across all the different tissues in response to red light. But here's the thing, your brain is your hungriest organ in your body. It consumes a massive amount of energy despite being only 2% of your body weight. When mitochondrial function declines, your brain feels it first. Your memory starts to slip, maybe your focus starts to wander more, your cognitive processing starts to slow down. Names might start to escape you mid-sentence. It's frustrating and in fact very concerning when it starts happening on a regular basis. Now, early research has shown that mild to moderate cognitive decline can be improved significantly. Memory, attention and processing speed have all been shown to be improved with consistent treatment. A lot of the early evidence on this is very encouraging when it comes to brain health maintenance, especially as a supportive tool to use alongside other healthy practices that you might have. So here's how to get this benefit. Near-infrared light is best for this benefit. Wavelengths between 810 to 850 nanometers, and these are the ones that penetrate the skull more effectively than the visible red light. For optimal brain effects, target the head with a smaller unit designed to fit around the head, or you can use a much larger full body unit for results that impact both your brain and the rest of your body, but just know that that may be less effective on the brain itself, since you won't be quite as close as you would be if you were wearing like one of these hat style skull specific red light hats. But just know this is not going to be as effective as a red light device designed specifically for the head. Now again, this one you're going to need to be patient with because cognitive benefits can take at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks to appear. So you're not going to feel sharper just after one session. Now let me be direct with you about something. Everything I've just talked about, all the benefits, they become more critical midlife, not less. Mitochondrial efficiency starts to drop significantly with every passing decade. Chronic inflammation starts to build up year after year if you don't address it. Collagen production declines, sleep architecture changes whether you like it or not. Cellular repair mechanisms slow down across the board, and recovery from exercise and all forms of stress really take a lot longer than they used to do. The decline is very real, but it's not inevitable at the rate most people experience it. Red light therapy addresses all of these simultaneously. It's not a magic cure, and I'm not going to pretend that it is, but it is a powerful tool that works with your biology instead of against it. And speaking from personal experience, I can tell you that it's tools like this that are what separate people who age well from the people that just age. Now, when it comes to using the device, few people really get the full benefits. In some cases, very little at all. And this has nothing to do with the true power of red light for enhancing health and wellness, but everything to do with the type of device they purchase and how they go about using that device. There are several common mistakes I see many people make again and again. In a few days, I'll be sharing a video on this where I'll go into this in depth. So to avoid missing it, hit subscribe, and I promise you won't be disappointed. It will be a game changer. So here's the bottom line. Your cells need light. After 40, they need it even more than they did when you were younger, and everything works without any effort. Red light therapy boosts cellular energy, calms inflammation, restores skin and tissue repair capacity, it improves sleep quality, it supports brain health as you age. And as I've mentioned, there are literally thousands of studies supporting the benefits of red light therapy. And there's many more that I haven't talked about here. The science is as solid as it's ever going to be. The application is simpler than most health interventions. The choice is yours. You can keep losing 10% of your cellular power every decade and chalk it up to just getting older, or you can fight back with tools that actually work with your biology. So let me know in the comments, how has this video landed for you? Was it helpful? Is there something I missed that you would like me to cover in a future video? And finally, if you found this useful and you're wondering about how you might fix your sleep beyond just using red light therapy, check out this next video.